Welcome to another exhilarating episode of Comic Book Straight Talk, brought to you from the secret basement inside one of America's oldest comic shops, Tulsa's own The Comic Empire. Now, true believers, open up your ear holes and get ready to have your head filled with the best comic book knowledge this galaxy can handle. That's right, it's time for another nerd overload with Comic Book Straight Talk.
Welcome back to Comic Book Straight Talk. This is Dalian.
This is Terry.
Kenny.
Is that your radio voice?
That's right. Using my radio voice today. We're back again talking about stuff that's happening in the comic book world.
Yeah. It's something I did want to mention before.
What do you want to mention?
Before we went on break and had a couple episodes. McFarlane got the DC Comics toy license.
Wow.
To produce figures, and they're out now. Have you seen any of them? They're not like the classic McFarlane. Like you used to collect McFarlane figures, as Spawn. So did you?
I did collect Spawn. I collected some
of his movie monsters.
Yeah,
I know Kenny collected the Angelas and the Tiffany's and such. But it seems like toys now. Because back those times, their arms moved. You know, they had the arms at the shoulder moved.
Articulated.
They were. But the chest never moved. I guess now toys have a torso part that move now.
And some, yeah.
And he's done that in these, and they're nice, huh?
What about it?
Well, I'm getting ready to say that if you quit. It's just, to me, it takes away from the look of the figure.
Okay.
Having that separation there. I would rather it just be a stiff, stiff torso. Yeah, thank you.
Well, some people may like it. Maybe they like the articulation of the
Maybe,
chest,
but the Batgirl, I've seen pictures of the articulation on it, and it's just amazing. I mean, they're nice figures. They've done an animated Batman, an animated Superman, a comic Superman, a comic Batman, Harley Quinn classic, Harley Quinn movie. They've done the Green Lantern, not Hal or Kyle. It's John.
John Stewart?
John Stewart, thank you. So they've done him.
Right.
And they've done Nightwing, and they've done the Joker, or the Batman that laughs. And one other one, but of the figures, the Nightwing is really nice with articulation. I mean, they're all nice articulated. It's just the Batgirl looks really nice.
I haven't seen any of them.
They're out now at Target Target, Walmart, toy stores. So you might check them out. I know you being a big Bat fan would probably like the Batmans. I think it's based on Cthulhu's. Either Cthulhu's or it's
Capullo.
Capullo. Yeah. No, it's Cthulhu.
Sound like you were saying Cthulhu.
It's Cthulhu. Like, he's a tentacled drawer, artist. No.
Well, he did draw like stuff from Gore Streak, and that was pretty.
Yeah, it was
kind of Cthulhu-esque, I guess. It's cool stuff.
But it's nice. I mean, they're really nice figures. In fact, I thought about picking some of them up. So.
Right.
Other bit of news that broke a couple weeks ago was Dan Didio was fired. Didn't quit. He was fired from DC.
They added that disagreement on some things, and probably in just this current line of
I think
I think there were some other things that sparked it as well.
I think so. From what I've read, he had.
So, Carrington? Yeah. See, Carrington agrees.
I think he had fostered a kind of non-friendly work environment. I think also
he was an ass.
That too. He was an ass. He really does like the comic industry though, but he's an ass. I mean, he's
an ass.
I personally don't care for the gentleman because of his dislike of Nightwing and Wally West Flash. And
I agree with him on the Wally West Flash.
Sir, you're wrong.
There's nothing to like about Wally West.
There's nothing really like about Barry. Barry's blah. But
Wally's wow.
But also at the same time, Ethan Van Sciver opened his mouth about saying that he has information, or he's
not a good source. And
exactly.
We already know that.
Yeah, he's not a good source for anything.
He's trying to say that Marvel's going to buy out DC, and we know that's not going to be happening.
Well, and Jim Lee at C2E2 this weekend put that to rest, saying DC's been around 80 years.
Could you imagine, though, if you did? How could you combine these two long-living universes?
I mean,
could you imagine the crossovers?
Oh my gosh, it would be insanity.
157 tie-ins.
yes.
It just no.
Although, actually, if it happened, I mean, that would be kind of cool.
No,
you know?
wouldn't it? Would suck.
To see Batman and Moon Knight be able to fight it out, or
we can do that occasionally when they finally decide to get some characters together and do a little offshoot. We don't need commingling of those universes. Would just be insanity.
It would.
There's just too
and
much
there was also
history.
talk about DC or Warner Brothers licensing out the characters. You know, kind of how.
Hopefully they license them out to Dark Horse.
I think there's a lot
That would
of
be nice,
that
actually.
the DC and Marvel may eventually stop having in-house and start licensing out the characters.
Well, I mean, they already do. Marvel does that with
Right.
IDW, and I think they did with some Archie.
Yeah.
I would be fine. I think it'd be awesome to let Dark Horse have Swamp Thing. I mean,
Oh yeah.
could put, I was gonna say Mignola on it, which he would be good, but also, Kyle. Any of the
Restart Vertigo and let Dark Horse do it.
yeah, you could license them out.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty interesting.
But yeah, so Scriber opened his mouth, and people are following, people are believing him. It's like, oh man, this is gonna happen, and yeah, he's a comic industry, but he's also, as Kenny says, an ass too. And I don't think that. I don't think it can happen. I think with Warner Brothers, they make DC, makes money. They keep the intellectual properties going for these other things.
Right.
So, that's what Jim kind of said too. Jim Lee was that the properties and stuff are going to be there. They're going to continue publishing. So
Yeah.
but it's going to be him by himself though. So they're not going to replace Dan. So you kind of got Jim Lee in charge of DC Comics now, which I kind of wish they'd bring back Jeff Johns and have Jim Lee and Jeff Johns back on it. But,
Right. Maybe.
yeah.
All right. Good
Okay.
show.
Yeah.
So did everybody get their copy of Hell Arisen?
Yep.
Heller, yes.
I don't know if
Did
I got
you get
my
one?
copy or not. I haven't checked.
Did you get one?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was down for it, but I don't know if I got it. So, definitely want to go out and spend $80 on a book like that. That's for sure.
I read it, and there's only like a panel or two that she's in it, and it's just like, okay, so it's not like a huge.
So she still hasn't appeared yet.
Well, she's in it. You see her fully, yeah.
Does she impact the story?
Not that I'm. No, not really.
It's not an appearance then.
So,
Well, and there's also people saying that Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, one shot that came out, number one that came out a few weeks ago, before Batman '89, was actually could be considered an appearance of her too, because the Joker is calling somebody on the phone, and you see a shadow, them talking. And
not
they're
a
saying,
shadow.
A shadow, I know. They're saying that the shadow could be her.
DC doesn't have the rights to the Shadow. He's at Dynamite.
And at American Mythology.
Mm-mm.
Don't they do the shadow book there? Oh, they don't? Okay. I thought they were doing one.
No, they do all the Robert E. Howard stuff. Or not Robert E. Howard.
Yes.
Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Yes.
Well, also, I mean, a lot of that Hell Arisen was already dropping in the amount that people were ordering because nobody picked up the first one.
No.
So,
No, and a lot of now I know several retailers around here were if you were subscribed to it, you got it for cover price. I also know several that jacked up the price on it.
yeah.
So
No, they are jerks.
yeah. And there's a comic retailer, Brian Hibbs, was talking about that he did it for his subscribers, but where were these people? He would be glad to sell you a copy of it at cover price if you bought 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Or could prove that you bought 1 and 2 through him.
Right.
And you can't because no one has. So,
Right.
which brings up a lot more problems in the direct market. But
All right.
all right, well, Kickstarter wise, you got anything?
Well, I mean, Zenoscope's doing that one for the Grim Tales of Terror hardcover, but all of those have already been out.
Are you going to do it?
No,
No.
it's too expensive. I mean, you have to buy the hardcover of number 1, and then to get the exclusive cover, you have to pay $20 more to get it.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not going to do it.
Hopefully they'll put those out.
There is a Kickstarter going for, it's either Kickstarter or Indiegogo, I don't remember. Mike Allred's son is doing a documentary about him. Okay. And I was going to do that, but again, in order to get a physical copy of the documentary, it's a $200 tier. Wow. Now you get your name at the credits and all that, but I don't understand why they can't print off, a DVD and make it a $25 tier.
Right, and I mean, and it's like now I've seen that if you want to just donate, to help, it's $5. But if you want to get something, it's like $20. You get a digital copy, and I'm like, digital copies could be like $10.
Yeah.
I looked at one metal something this morning, and it's like to get both copies, it's like $35 to get cover A and cover B of this book, and I'm just like, I don't.
That's actually fairly cheap.
Is it?
Yeah. Usually when there's multiple covers involved, it's $50, $60. Yeah, it's.
I was just like, I can't do that. It's, But
the official release date for Allegiance Comics and Allegiance Arts Comics in Walmart is May 5th.
May 5th. And that's
they'll have their own display in the entertainment section, which tells me where the CDs and DVDs are and video games, but I have a feeling they'll end up by the cash registers with the other comics.
Yeah.
But they will have their own display, and they said it'll be red.
Nice, okay. And that's the Bridgewisers?
Mitch Breitweiser.
Have you heard about anybody else doing that with Walmart? I just thought I overheard somebody else talking about another artist that's signed with Walmart as well to put a book in independently, put a book in their stores.
Oh, I haven't heard.
It could be the same one that we're talking about now, but
well, it's Breitweiser started the company. He and Elizabeth started the company, but they didn't do any of the books because he's still working on Red Rooster from 2 years ago. It's Blake Northcott, Kevin Grievo, the guy from Underworld.
Yeah, okay.
And I can't remember who wrote the book that Butch Geis is drawing.
I kind of wonder what happened to him,
and
Kevin.
Kelsey Shannon is one of the artists. So, but the Kevin Grievo book is Bass Reeves. This was the first black marshal, U.S. Marshal in the Old West.
That could be interesting.
Some people say that's who they based the Lone Ranger on.
So it's more of a historical, like, kind of historical.
It's a historical fiction,
yeah.
But still, I can't remember the artist on it, and I can't remember the writer on The Futurists.
Speaking of Blake Northcott, Scout Comics last month had Everglade Angels.
It's in this month's calendar.
And the second issue is in this month, yeah. So it'll be coming out. So you can definitely check it out. I flipped through the Kickstarter trade, so it looks good.
Yeah, it was a pretty good read.
I haven't read mine yet. What?
Terry's just full of information.
He is, I know, right? I gave him 3 weeks lead up to this.
I apologize. I've been busy with life as it is. I have lots of stuff that has happened since January or actually late December, and just trying to get stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
So stuff keeps popping up, and probably will be popping up for the rest of this year until I get everything taken care of. But I'm not trying to get all that stuff done all at once.
Yeah, right. So. Next weekend is Uncanny Expo in Shawnee, Oklahoma.
We got 2 shows going on next weekend. Here directly in Tulsa.
Well, Tulsa is the Will Eisner.
The Will Eisner show.
Right.
Which will be at
the Jewish Center off of 71st.
In Lewis, basically, right about 71st and Lewis. And so it's been a pretty good little show.
I actually haven't been to it, so I haven't.
Yeah, I went to it. It's pretty decent. I mean, not a ton of vendors, but there have been some comic book vendors there. But me and James and I guess you down
and the girls will be
attending the Uncanny Comic Expo in Shawnee, which this will be their second show.
Right.
The first show last year seemed to be a really good turnout, especially for a first show. Was really done well. Had plenty of just a little bit of everything. I would say definitely for a first local show, had plenty of comics to look at. Had plenty of other stuff on top of that to look, see, and do. So.
Yeah, Jeff and I both were set up there last year, and we both actually were impressed with it. And so we're going to be back again this year. They're adding some other events. They're going to do they're going to have gaming there. They're going to have a D&D tournament going on after the show. You get a team together and you have like a beat the clock to finish a dungeon kind of thing, which sounds interesting. I'm not going to stay around for it. I'll be heading back home. But it's got Peter's done a real good job, and he's got some support in the town of Shawnee too, which is helping. So. Yeah.
So, and then a lot of local people that I know are going to be setting up there. I mean, I think there's going to be a plethora of comics there.
Yeah. I think so.
Plethora. I got to say plethora.
Yeah. Can you work in aluminum siding?
I'll work on it.
Okay.
So. And then locally after that, we have the show in Claremore coming up.
We have the Route 66 Con, in Claremore. It's going to be at the Rogers State University. On April the 4th. I think it's the first Saturday in April.
Yeah. And you're going to be setting up at that.
I'll be setting up at there, yeah. And they actually have a guy that played in The Mandalorian will be there. He played Gerbil Face, I think it was his name. One of the bounty hunters in The Mandalorian. He's offered to be there, and so he's going to be there signing autographs and stuff.
And did you get your Mandalorian helmet made yet?
No, I have not. I haven't.
Well, then how are you going to participate?
Well, I will be vending. So, as you say, life
should be vending in full attire.
In full attire, yeah. As you've said, life has kind of gotten in my way of doing things like that too. So
lots of local shows coming up here.
Well, you all went to Fayetteville Saturday.
Yeah, we went to Fayetteville, Arkansas. I spoke with a few of the dealers there, and they're saying it was okay. I didn't say anything that, like it was just terribly busy. It looks like, just from what I could see when I went around and talked to a few people, that there were some buying going on, but not a ton. And but they did have other things going on. They did have quite a bit of guests there. They also had a lot of different vendors of toys and food and stuff like that. So
right. And
I think the price though to get in was a little much for a first time show. It was like $25, which is not terrible, but it's still.
But they actually had guests.
They actually did have guests. Yes.
I think $5 to $10 admission for a one-day show is about right where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And actually, I just thought about kind of this because I saw something earlier. This kind of deals with the whole. There's a rumor going around about WrestleMania, but it can actually affect comic shows. There's this virus going around now, the coronavirus.
Right.
People they're kind of keeping an eye out of that because of large amount of people and everything. But maybe that's something that people have kind of talked about. Maybe they may be canceling the wrestling event. But I mean, think about San Diego coming up. You got these little shows that
I think that's kind of been affecting not just shows, but I think just workforce.
Right. Well,
as
the sickness,
a whole,
right?
Especially over in China, where where a lot of products are manufactured and sent over, is kind of.
But it being here now,
you see the look on Carrington's face because it's starting to affect K-pop shows.
It is, yes.
Oh
yes.
wow!
Because it's in the South Korea.
Blackpink's comeback.
Yep.
Blackpink's comeback.
Yeah.
Really?
But I mean, think about it though. I mean,
by the time Blackpink releases their new album, it'll be like over a year since they released one. So
Wow.
Because wasn't it like the beginning of like
April,
2019?
I think.
But I mean, imagine though. I mean, them canceling a Comic-Con because of it.
It could happen.
And that,
yeah.
it could, yeah.
Imagine them canceling a K-pop concert.
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, that's like I said. I mean,
Terry's like, okay.
but I mean, think about it. I mean, San Diego, I mean, that's 40, 50, 60, 80,000 people.
That's
over
a lot of
100,000.
people.
Is it 100,000 now? So
Yeah.
see, yeah, I mean,
But at the same time, you know,
But that's where the outbreaks have been in America, is on the West Coast.
yeah.
and
Well, and the death
the
recently
huge-
in Seattle.
Yeah.
the huge amount that have come to America came from that.
Right, I
from
understand
ship.
that, yeah.
That-
Well, but still, I mean,
And at the same time, we're also making a little bit too big a deal for it. I can see why they would look at it at shows, because you're going to have kids and maybe some older people there, because that's what the coronavirus is, from what I
it's,
understand,
right, it's
affecting the
affecting,
most.
right.
If it's just a normal, healthy adult, they're going to get flu, they're going to get symptoms like the flu and be sick like the flu,
Right.
and then get over it in a couple of weeks. So,
Right, but I'm just
I
saying
don't
though. I mean, like I said, the whole thing with the WrestleMania was that you got 40, 50, 60,000 people there. I mean, that's a chance that it could be spread easily. And you got to kind of look at the shows. The one day shows, maybe you have to worry about, but like the bigger shows, like C2E2 coming right this weekend, WonderCon, MegaCon in Florida. I mean, all these big cons. It's something they've
but
got.
you know,
And it's not like the comic community is well known for its hygiene.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, if we just panic, and shut down everything too, I mean,
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking. I'm not saying
Yeah.
about panic. I'm just saying that I think right now people are looking at precautions. I mean, on that. So I mean, that's. I mean, have you seen the price of a face mask? The surgical masks?
And the CDC saying, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop buying those face masks.
Yeah.
The main thing you can do is wash your hands.
That's the same with
wash
the
your
flu.
hands,
Yeah. I'm not trying to scare anybody on this. I just, I just think it's.
you are. I think you're going to be scary. You're scaring me.
You must run out right now and buy masks. No, I'm just kidding.
Wash your hands and cover
Wash
your
your
mouth when you
hands,
sneeze
yes.
and cough.
Yeah, wash your hands, and if you can't wash your hands, keep
Hand
hand
sanitizer.
sanitizer. I
Yeah.
keep hand sanitizer in my car. I mainly keep it in because I dig through comics all day. And
Yeah.
Well, that's the
There's
thing
No
is-
telling it what the person
shit.
that owned it before you was doing.
That's right. Well, you get that. Anybody who's dug through comic books,
You get
knows
that dark-
you get that
dirt.
grit.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
comic book bag grit.
Yeah.
There's no other thing like comic book bag grip. It's got its own personality.
I could see probably more hand sanitizer stations around for shows. I mean, as a precaution, and so. But yeah,
Instead of bringing beer, on their hats, they have hand sanitizer in there.
now you're just being silly.
Or beer here and hand sanitizer here.
Just don't get the hoses mixed
Yeah.
up.
Although you may like that taste. Yeah.
It does have alcohol in it.
Yeah.
Some of them do have alcohol.
Excuse me. Yeah. So yeah. Anything else you got?
No, Carrington, do you have
I heard
anything
you
on
got a
the-
new Sabrina for me in your collection.
I did?
Did he?
Yeah.
Did you?
Oh, I did pick up a giant Sabrina. I don't remember what number, but it also had an appearance of Delana,
Dorcas?
the head witch.
Dorcas?
No, Delana. Her name's Delana or something like
Hmm.
that. Head witch. It's not. Her first appearance is actually in the madhouse where Sabrina first appeared as well.
You have that one, don't you? Do you have a Madhouse?
No, I don't have a Madhouse 22.
I picked up a pet with the Catwoman cover on it.
We hit a vintage stock
That's
that had
not
the first appearance
It's the
of.
first, it's the first Archie and DC crossover. So I'm going to market it.
We hit a vintage stock that had the first appearance of. Now I'm like the other chick that comes in and is competing with Betty and Veronica.
Cheryl Blossom?
Yeah, Blossom. First appearance of Blossom.
Really?
Yeah, but they wanted, in the condition it was not a bad condition, but in the condition it was, they wanted $300, and that's about a little bit over,
It's
probably
about
by
$200
about
bucks over.
no, probably about anywhere from 80 to anywhere from $60 to $80 over, possibly.
I remember when that book
So
was like
you
$100
want
book.
to
Easy. Now, man.
BOGO up, but they didn't have anything to really BOGO it with, And there wasn't a BOGO sale currently anyway, so.
So I guess I won't be.
But that would be a nice book to have.
Yeah,
But before I would ever want that one, I would want to get a hold of a first Sabrina.
First Josie.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. We had here several months back, first Jughead, and our buddy Kerry, he picked it up.
I got the first Salem.
Yeah.
Now, did you get the first Salem? That's where I'm a little confused, because if you look at the Madhouse, the first appearance of Sabrina, it also says Salem on there as well.
He's trying to burst your bubble, isn't he?
I'm not.
Man.
I brought this up to
Freaking
James
Debbie
today
Downer
because
over there.
I know,
I was
right?
looking at a CGC copy of it.
There's your
and
mistake.
And it said Salem, first Salem as well. It said first Sabrina, first Salem, first.
Did it say Salem the cat or first
That's
Salem?
what I was.
Salem the
It
city.
said Salem, so that's what I was wondering. But why would you name Salem the city? I guess. Also said the first Delana, the head mistress,
Give me that look.
head witch or whatever. So.
Maybe
it's
Salem
something-
hasn't been used in.
So I was
comics
just
before.
wondering. I haven't gotten around to researching that yet to see what they're referring to as Salem in there. Is it the town or is it the cat? I don't know. I'm just bringing up something that I do need to look into.
I did not realize that the Van Helsing show on Sci-Fi was loosely based on the Van Helsing from Zenescope.
Do what? Van Helsing on Sci-Fi?
Yeah, is
Has
based.
nothing to do with the Zenescope Van Helsing.
It does, yes, because Zenescope. That's what Zenescope is saying. So it's based on their show, but they rechanged some stuff and everything.
Like everything?
Yeah.
That show, man.
Is it Liesel?
Huh?
Is it what's Van Helsing's
Liesel?
Liesel? Okay, well it's Liesel, Liesel.
Liesel Van Helsing?
Hit the weasel.
Stop it.
But yeah, because the Zenescope panel.
I don't know, man. I tried to watch that show and I hated it.
What, Van Helsing?
Yeah.
I thought you liked it for a little bit.
No. I
'cause-
watched the first episode and like, God, this show's freaking awful. The character is completely unlikable.
I thought you liked it there for a little bit.
But
What
according
was
to
the show?
Zenescope at their panel at C2E2, they said that they worked with Sci-Fi and that they have the Van Helsing show.
What was the show you did like then that was maybe similar to that vein then? There was something you said you started
Winona
watching.
Earp?
Winona Earp.
That was it, yeah. Okay.
Well, because Winona Earp is just over the top and ridiculous, so it's fun. But that Van Helsing, I tried watching it, and that the character is completely unlikable. So
Kind of like the Succubus series that was on Sci-Fi. I can't think of the name of it now.
Lost Girl?
Yes.
I liked Lost Girl.
I just sometimes she
The
was
first 3 seasons after that, it started going way
Yeah.
downhill real quick.
Yeah.
But no, she was likable.
She would like you a little too much.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Anything going on in the anime world there, Karen?
So My Hero Academia movie just came out.
it did, yes.
Yeah.
We were talking
On
about that.
the 26th?
Have you seen it?
No. But all my friends have.
Well, I was telling her, Christy and Heather saw it Friday night. They saw it, and they saw the subtitle, the original Japanese language one. And they said it was good, but the last half of it just kind of made no sense. But they said they enjoyed it though. So I decided I wasn't going to see it then, since I was going to probably I have to see it in dubs.
Why haven't you seen it? Why are you being? Is your mom and dad depriving you of seeing this
No, it's
movie?
just I didn't really want to.
Why are you acting getting all mad? Like, no, I haven't got to see it. And then you're like, you don't
Jillian
want to.
still gives spoilers.
Yeah. Now we got.
Well, and I had
Kenny's heading to the Overstreet here. He's going to find
Christy and Heather, my daughters,
actually
actually
the official word.
let me in on that there's rumored that they're going to finally kill All Might.
No.
No, that's just what they've heard. The rumor-wise, that since he's been deep. You've seen them all,
Yeah.
where he's been depowered, and so he doesn't have all for one, or one for all anymore.
According to the Overstreet Price Guide, Archie's Madhouse 36 is the first appearance of Salem. According to Wikipedia, it's Archie's Madhouse 22. So
there is some dispute.
I don't know. I don't remember Salem being in the first 10 or 12 stories.
Sure, right.
So there may have been a cat, but they never called it Salem.
That's happened a lot of times. Where that's happened with that we just talked about recently with the Magic. She appears several times before she's ever referred to as Magic.
Magic, yep.
Yeah. So what is her first appearance? Because she was called several different names before they referred to her as Magic.
Well, what's the first appearance of Psylocke?
That's
Well, the first appearance of Psylocke is New Mutants. First appearance of Betsy Braddock is Captain Marvel number 3, 4.
Captain Britain.
Captain Britain, yeah. So Captain Britain.
It's number 8, isn't it?
8, yeah. So it's
Britain number 8.
I would consider Magic when she's shown and she's doing stuff, in a book, that's her first appearance, whether they call her Magic or not.
Well, okay, then
she used her powers,
right?
And then you can say later on.
So really, for you,
first appearance. This is the first time we call her Magic.
Right. Well, so okay, so in that case, her first appearance would be Giant Size X-Men 1, because that's the first time you see her.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
I think the Wikipedia is probably wrong, because I bet people are just assuming that Salem has always been with Sabrina. So her first appearance is his first appearance, but he may have not have actually come into the series until, was that 14 issues later?
Or like you said, he may have been there, but there was no name.
Yeah.
So, and then that one you got was like, we named them Salem because they're from Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
anything else?
No, sir.
No. Okay. All right. Well, we will be back in a couple of weeks. I don't have any neat little closing like Alan does. May your pull box be full. I don't have a.
Oh, mine will be next week.
Well, yes, you and I are getting hammered next week. You got Grimm's, I got G.I. Joe's. So
I had to take advantage of the 50-cent sale that Diamond was having. Ordered 47.
How did you know that
Zenoscope books?
Here's a question: How did you know that they were having a 50-cent sale?
Because he messaged about it one day.
yeah, I did.
Well, I'm saying, how else would anybody else know that they were having a 50-cent sale? Like, say,
They
regular
wouldn't.
people that come in.
No, it was
Zenoscope had an announcement.
Sell for the retailers so they can
Right.
stock up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just a clearance sale,
So
basically.
the regular Joe off the street who comes in and gets his comic books every week, he wouldn't know about it.
Right.
That would be something that would be interesting.
Although Zenoscope on their website did have a $1 sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what basically these were supposed to be sold for $1 in the shops.
Speaking of Diamond, whatever happened to the pool box?
They are working
Is
on
that
it.
still in
It's supposed
development?
to. I heard May. Last I'd heard was.
And we still don't fully know how that's going to operate.
It ain't going to operate here.
Hell, they can't even get their system to work on the retailers' orders. How are they going to get it to work on everyone else's?
Yeah, we got hosed on variants from Batgirl this week, and a couple weeks before or a month before it was Batman, so we didn't get sent. Yeah.
I'm not getting.
I love what Mike said to the guy too. He goes, "How long have you worked at Diamond?" And the guy was like, 12 years or something. And he was like, "How many comic shops have never ordered a Batman comic?" None. Exactly.
Well, and the thing is, Mike's DC rep left.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, or his rep left, so that's the problem.
His Diamond rep left.
Yeah, his Diamond rep left. So if
Did I
the
understand
Diamond,
right that we will not be getting those Batgirl variants in?
He doesn't know.
Okay.
Because they told him the same thing they told him with the Batman variants, is that he wouldn't get any, and then he ended up getting 12 in. So
Diamond's trying to improve, but really their improvements are not really improvements.
Maybe,
and
maybe
they
they'll
really
hire
don't
Dan
have-
Didio.
Maybe.
I am surprised that they are trying to make improvements because they really don't have to.
Yeah.
They really do have a monopoly on.
Until DC and the other companies decide they've had enough, then yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, all right.
All right. Well, so like I said, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, or you can hear us in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, get out and hit some of those shows.
Yes, go check out some of the shows and let us know what you want us to talk about.
Watch Ford versus Ferrari. It was a great movie.
I had
Yeah,
actually
on
heard
it.
that. I've heard
Yeah.
that. Yep. So yeah, this is Dalian.
Kenny.
Terry.
Carrington.
Have a good evening.